other lens. The other lens. ठीक है. Rolling.
We really have the experts, the professors, doctors who are actually going to tell us when it comes to education, how important and what Gen Z here at Yuva can learn. Professor Chaudhary, what I want to ask you first here is when it comes to AI, when we're looking at rising technologies and understanding business, give a message for our youngsters here.
Yeah, so AI is all pervasive. It's not just a message for the Gen Z, it's a message for us as well. You can't live without AI, so it is important that you incorporate that in your daily lives. But only one small word of caution. Start with the building blocks. AI you cannot build with the algebra. So professor was talking about basic sciences. So don't learn Python without learning logic.
Start from.
Yeah, don't learn AI without learning algebra, right? So don't forget that. So you have to start getting used to how you are going to use AI, leverage AI to improve your efficiencies, and improve your effectiveness. You can't shun AI, but don't misuse it. If you misuse it today, it's going to come back and hit you very badly because your building blocks will be missing.
I think Professor Chaudhary, what you've put is really well said because we all are using AI. I think that's another important point. We need to use it, but really start from scratch and don't overuse it. I think that's a very important message for the youngsters, or even for us. Sometimes we look up to it for everything. Professor Banerjee, how do you see Gen Z balancing consumerism and when it comes to ethical consumption?
Ethical consumption is a very important point, but it's very difficult to understand. What is an ethical consumption? There are two views. One is a consumption from selfish point of view, meaning your own consumption, the tendencies, the types, the mental orientation, then the context, and the consumption from the point of view of the market and the economy, and of course from the global situation. Ethical consumption is one where a person understands the limits. Patanjali has come up with a formula. It's called Ashtanga Sadhan. Ashtanga sadhan means 8-limbed practices for spiritual attainment. It starts with yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. I'm not getting into the real spiritual components. See, these are the preparatory. Yama is disciplining. Disciplining yourself through your disciplining of the mind, the body, the timing, the appropriateness. If that is done, the mind is tuned to the appropriateness and to the realistic and the sustainable component of it. That will itself make you disciplined, and yama will be established, and you will have the life streamed through the niyama, and then yama and niyama is there in place. You will find you are actually in the right track. Your food intake will be right choice. Your consumption of the daily materials or the lovable materials will also have a right choice, and you will have a automatically imposed, automatically determined, identified choice on the things. But there is another dimension. Unless people are buyers, unless people have demands and the needs felt in the market won't grow.
Yeah.
So the market needs more people to buy and more people to consume. So there should be a balance which should be in an organic method and organic procedure in the society. Thank you.
I think you've explained that really well. Balance, and the way you've also said it, I think, which will really lead to overall when we look at our country's growth. But if I can ask you, Professor Patra, about the research aspect, what can we expect, or when we look at, what more could be done when it comes to research and sciences in our country?
Yeah, for research in sciences and academics, whether it is institution, university or college, first of all we should develop state of the laboratories. The laboratories must be equipped with proper equipments, advanced subjects, and also there must be a innovation corridor, innovation hub in the institution or university itself. That means that innovation and the research culture will come if they join hands together with the industry, because industrial need, because societal need, real world problem, that will help them to do a good research which they will enjoy, the students will enjoy. So industry can fund something, university can fund something, in the government they can fund something, public can fund, so that a center of excellence can come out and research equipments can be brought and students will be exposed to use those research and they will happy to do it through their, even though they are general science, they will love to do it when they know that is some output is coming, some innovative idea and innovative product is coming. So that should be.
So actually, truly, it's interesting when you see something coming out, when you see the output, you want to get more into it. Professor Banerjee, you did speak about spirituality, when we talk about ethics, how can we popularize the intersection of business, spirituality and ethics for Gen Z?
Okay, I started way back in 1996 when we had set up Center for Ethics in IIM Calcutta, and that time onwards I have been writing, and there are a lot of people who have written. By now, my literature are very widely known, particularly in the Western world. The popularization, you don't have to campaign this. These things have got such a strong intrinsic strength that it will automatically, cover people, automatically offer things. However, it should have a decided thing. For example, I believe that these youngsters, those who are 15 to 25, this age range, they are more honest, they are better off than any other generations. I find if you want any, for ethical movement in the society, they are better people than the grown-up people of 50 plus and others. I'm not blaming any community, but they have got questions. They ask rational questions. Anywhere you take them in any context, they will ask the question. I want to encourage the question. You encourage their questions. When the questions come, the intrinsic questions will push them to the intrinsic answers, which is the fundamentals of the life. And the moment it comes to the fundamentals, they will realize that this earth is a gift of God. The sun, the sun rays are fundamental to our survival. The air, we have not created this. This is the gift of God. So we need to have a mental orientation of this. This, how do I know? Through the questioning, and I appreciate them that they have the questioning. You encourage their questioning, and then, alongside you provide them the right tools which India's Vedic civilization has offered profusely. Little bit of that will, fulfill them. Thank you.
I think you've answered that so well, and sometimes as a parent, we wonder, oh my God, this generation, but it really makes me think as well, because you're right, they are inquisitive, they have questions, we just have to, put them in the right track, and take them there. Well, thank you for that. As a mother, I would like to thank you for that. Professor Chaudhary, how would you rate the impact of universities in fostering industry, academia collaborations?
Yeah, this is like, if you don't have industry academia collaboration, you're dead. Let me put it that way. One of the best examples are from the US, where there are numerous instances where faculty is moving between industry to academia, back to industry and back to academia. Here in India, that's almost non-existent. With UGC coming up with this professor of practice there, I am one of them. I have worked 27 years in the industry. Now in an advisory role, in a teaching role in the university system. So I'm a professor of practice coming from industry. But going back to the industry and again coming back to academia, that is the movement we have to really foster. The other ways is, the industry needs to offer grants and set up research facilities in collaboration with the universities, because the best researchers, come what may, are in the universities. You go to the US, you go to Europe, you go anywhere, best of the stuff has come out from the university system. So where is the funding coming from? Funding is coming from the industry. Here it is there, but sadly, I'm really sad to say, it is mostly there only with the premier institutions, the IITs, the NITs and the IIMs of the world, right? It's not there in the tier 2 and the tier 3 institutions. Whereas the bulk of India, the bulk of Bharat is there in the tier 2 and tier 3 institutions. Like, I'll just share a very small thing. All of us, I think we are doing a human service to India's youth, because we are not teaching the brightest of the kids. We are teaching mediocres, picking them up and imparting them the life skills, the academic skills, the industry skills. So collaboration with industry. So more and more research needs to be coming to the university system. That is one. Second, centers of excellence, wherein there are, with AI coming in, the big names in AI, I will not name the brands, the big names in AI are funding some of those centers of excellence there. So that is another way of actually improving the academia industry collaboration. But lastly, and the most important part is the curriculum design. It happens, but it has to happen a lot more. Industry needs to come up with giving live projects more and more to academia, and not just to the students. Like I'll tell you, in our university, there are a lot of projects that I run. Then I realize, hey man, why am I using external resources? There is my faculty who are PhDs and postdocs and all. Why can I not use them for this specific study purpose? So, more and more that thing is there, but opportunities are there.
I think the points, what I've learned from you, I think the points which you put out there are so critical and they are doable. But taking from your research point, my last question to you, Professor Patra, is about how do we catch up? When we look at patents, we look at IPs, it's all in the West. How does India as a country catch up to that?
Yeah, it is a very nice question. See, patent is to be done and it has to be filed by the faculty members, students and the university and colleges. But the rules and regulations, patent procedures, legal aspect, financial assistance should be provided by the university or by the institution or by the government or by the industry. And once who files it should be aware of. So you can have IPR, intellectual property right awareness program, which can be helpful for him or her to file the patent. That is one aspect. Second one is that funding, as I have told, either industry funding or this is funding from the government or from the public funding that can be done. Third one is that when you do for a patenting, that see that a viable solution, viable output should come out. If you are doing some innovative project and if the output is not commercialized, it is not for societal need and so it is not viable, then you cannot do a patent. So while doing some innovation and project and research that the commercially viable and the output which will be for the societal need, that can be patented. So that aspect should be given stress on that. Thank you.
You said that about all the aspects. In fact, it's been a very enlightening conversation for me. Learned a lot from you all. It's really been a pleasure to have you and speak with us. Thank you for coming on NDTV. Thank you so much.